The following is a special Wayne Hills Television sports presentation.
As the season finale approaches, the Patriots eye an opportunity they've been itching to seize since their sophomore season. In 2009, the Green Knights of St. Joe's punctuated the 55-game Wayne Hills winning streak in dramatic fourth-quarter fashion. And in the rematch last season, after a good start, mistakes by the Patriots proved to be the difference. But vengeance blows in the November winds. The tears of sophomore year have been wiped. The blood of junior year has dried. And now, on senior night, the class of 2012 seeks redemption, closure, and a shot at making Wayne Hills football history. St. Joe's Wayne Hills. Next.
Hello and welcome to Patriots Stadium for this Friday night matchup between your Wayne Hills Patriots and the St. Joseph's Green Knights. I'm Nick Appaluccio here alongside Anthony Gabbianelli and Josh Mordkoff. How you guys doing tonight?
You know, I'm doing great, Nick. I mean, last regular season, the game of the year. I'm pretty excited. It's going to be a great time announcing. It's not too cold out, thank God. But I'm ready for a good one tonight.
I'm definitely a winner at this game. I am ready for this football game.
Well, last week Wayne Hills had a tough match against Ramapo. Didn't really play their best football, but they were able to come out with the victory. But tonight they have St. Joe's now. They got to have keys for this game. So, Anthony, what are your keys for tonight's game?
I have two keys. The first one is the offensive line. Last week against Ramapo in the first half, I believe they did terrible. But they came back in the second half and just completely took over that game. My second one is the linebackers. All they have to do is great defense and just do whatever they can to stop.
My keys are Kevin Olsen and the defensive line. First, Kevin Olsen last week, you saw him crumble a little bit under pressure. Although Wayne Hills got the W, we didn't see that much out of Kevin Olsen's throwing game. And I think if that's on target today, he has a good chance of getting the win. Number two, the defensive line. If Wayne Hills can put a stop to the run game, they will be successful tonight. If they can stop the holes and make sure that the running backs do not get through, I think it'll be a good competition.
Well, I'm going to go with the wide receivers in the secondary. I mean, first for the wide receivers, we had our starting lineup. We didn't see Andrew Monahan in it, so he's been their playmaker all year. That's definitely going to be something they're going to have to overcome. And then for the secondary, this St. Joe's team has big players, and they got to be able to cover the pass, or else they're not going to be able to win this game. Now, Josh, what do you have as your score prediction for tonight?
I'm surprised to be saying this for the first time this year, but I'm going to predict the score to be 42-24 St. Joe's.
I'm going to go a little shorter and closer. I'm going to go with St. Joe's to win 24-21.
Now, Wayne Hills has lost to St. Joe's the past 2 years, and, I'm predicting it to be the same this year. I'm going 31-21 St. Joe's. Now, that'll do it for us, and we'll see you back on the field after this.
Four wide receivers, seven wide back to pass. Throws a ball, and it's going to be intercepted by Roddy Drees. Drees has a cakewalk into the end zone, and Drees brings it in for the touchdown. What a turn of events, folks.
And welcome to On the Line. I'm Alex Green here with Wayne Hills twin lineman duo, Jason and Justin Avedisian. Guys, it's great to have you here.
Great to be here. Anytime I can miss class, it's always great.
We're here today before this big Week 9 matchup with St. Joe's, and it's going to be a really fantastic game. You guys are 8-0. St. Joe's is 6-1 with that one loss coming to Bergen Catholic, who's the second best team in the state. And it's a Week 9 matchup, so for you guys, it doesn't really mean that much in PowerPoints and everything. But they've beaten you the past 2 years. They ended your 55-game winning streak. So how important is this game to you guys?
It means everything to us, but I don't think we can come in over our heads. We just got to treat it like every other week. We've been doing pretty good treating games like that. We're 8-0 so far, but they're a great team. Everybody knows that, but we're a great team, So we just got to come out and play and be ready.
Their quarterback is one of the most productive in the state. I think the second most productive in the state in terms of passing and running yards per game. He's young, just a sophomore, but he's really tearing up defenses this year. How do you plan to stop him?
He's a really good quarterback. We really just to stop him. He's 5'10" or 5'11". So our coach has really been telling us to get our hands up when we get near him, try to block down a lot of passes. We're just defensive line's got to get a lot of pressure on him and help our secondary out.
One thing I noticed about St. Joe's is that they score about, on average, 23 points in the second half, and Wayne Hill scores about 15 points in the second half. Wayne Hill scores a lot more in the first half, but overall, St. Joe's scores about 37 points in the game. You guys score 36. But in a tight game like I see this one being, second half points are really important. They really outscore everyone in the second half. So how do you plan to stop them in the second half?
We just gotta obviously we gotta play great defense. We're more like trying to prevent the long drives. We can't just let them march down the field. So as defense, we got to make them earn every point they get. You can't really let them get those one play bombs, touchdowns. Not that we've been letting them up, but you just can't let them happen. They're a good bunch of kids, but we have confidence in our defense that we'll be able to stop them.
It's going to be a tough game tonight without two of your best players in Troy Zaffino and Andrew Monahan, who are both injured and sitting this game out, getting ready, getting healthy for playoffs. So how does the team plan to accommodate playing such a fantastic team without two of your star players?
We mentioned this before, so far early in the season we've had our tailback, Troy, get hurt. But here at Wayne Hills we just pump kids out, it's like a factory. The next kids are always ready to step up, so we have confidence whoever steps in for them should do a great job.
So I was looking on Max Preps earlier, and they have you guys losing by 22. And I can see by your reactions that that is not, very nice. You're not very happy with that. So I don't know if you guys think you're going to win because St. Joe's is a fantastic team, but tell us what you think the score prediction of the game is going to be.
I don't think we're going to lose to 22 by anybody. We have tremendous confidence in our team, and I think we have a good shot at winning today. All right, that's not even a prediction. I'll give you a prediction. Give us Wayne Hill's obviously got to come out on top. We got to win. So I'll say we'll put up maybe 28 for Wayne Hills and 27 St. Joe's. Give you a 1 point game here.
That's very close. So it seems those extra points are going to come really big, and Eric Martinez, your kicker, has been doing a fantastic job. So we're going to get off the subject really quick and go into the subject of power points and playoff grouping, because it seems right now that you guys are going to be the first seed in the state playoffs. But tell us how you guys went from third place before last week to beating Ramapo, and now you're in first place. How did that happen?
It's all about power points, So basically, we're a Group 3 school. The most important things are obviously beating Group 3 schools, getting those points. But when we beat like Group 4 schools, like Ridgewood, those give you more power points than you beat a Group 3 school. So we knew we were looking at it week 5 against Paramus. We were looking ahead. We're like, all right, if we beat Ridgewood, all of our coaches are just thinking about it. Like that's a big talk in the locker room. Obviously, you want to be the 1 seed. You don't want to have to go on the road till a state championship game. And we knew if we could beat Ramapo, we sort of knew it all came down to us. Everything would fall in place if we just took care of what we had to take care of. We beat Ramapo, and it looks like it's going to shape up pretty good for us.
Speaking of Ramapo, you beat them 31-24 last week, and they have another huge game against Devon Fuller and Ultapan tonight. And that should be a fantastic game. We'll get in-game updates when it happens. And I think if Ramapo wins that game, you guys get residual points to help you even further in that power points. So even though your Week 9 matchup against St. Joe's doesn't really matter for power points for you guys, the residual points are really important to pass, like, say, Sparta, who's, on your tail or just a few points ahead of you.
Yeah, no doubt, But we can't worry about what other teams are doing. We got to worry about ourselves. But, it'd be nice to get a little help. But, we just got to keep doing what we're doing, and I think we'll be okay.
Absolutely, and it should be a really tough game tonight, but you guys think you're up for it. I think you're up for it. So thank you guys for being here, and we'll be right back after this.
Let us begin with our senior cheerleaders, Lexi Berg and her mother Dawn and father David, along with sister Jessie. Elena Brosnick, her mom Susan, dad Alan, and brother Michael. Brianna Buciccio, her mom Marie, brother Matthew, and sister Gianna. Malia Budd, her parents Linda and Rick, and sister Perry. Brianna Bulger, her mom Deborah, dad Kevin, stepdad Frank, and sister Emma. Samantha Cavallo, her mom and dad Joanne and Joe, and brother Joey. Alexa Cohen, her mom and dad Karen and Scott. Captain Alexis Cuso, mom and dad Lucy and Tony, brother Anthony, and sister Nicole. Ariana Evans, mom and dad Emily and Eric, brother Jason, and sister Erica. Brianna Messé, her mom and dad Marlene and Bob. Allie Miller, her mom and dad Jennifer and Daniel. Shannon Quinn, her parents Jody and Michael. Brianna Reiner, her mom Grace, her dad Brian. Captain Kelly Smith, mom and dad Ellen and Peter. Katie Sportelli, her mom and dad Albina and John, and brother Matt. Brittany Warther, her parents Donna and Frank. Let's have a round of applause for our senior cheerleaders. And now let us introduce our senior football players. Number 1, Andrew Monahan. His parents, Denise and Ken. Sister-in-law, Dominica. And brothers, Pat and Brendan.
Dominica has to move. No. Dominica. All right, 1. All right.
Picture lady.
I know. You're going to love me next year. You're going to love me.
You're not staying out here?
Number 8, Christian Graff. His parents, Nadine and Rich, and sister, Nicole.
Very nice. Very nice.
Number 17, Matt Greenfield. His parents, Jane and Warren, and sister, Carrie. Number 20, Troy Zaffino. His parents, Michelle Osborne and Father Michael, stepmom Tara, sisters Samantha and Taylor. Number 21, Dominic Santoro, his mom and dad, Carol and Charles.
Joyce, every time. Joycey, baby. Joyce, every time. I don't know. Beautiful. I don't know. Was that Joyce? Yeah. Are you sure? 100%. 100%.
Number 25, Mike Garino, his parents, Maria and Gerard, sisters Gina and Juliana.
How many are there?
17, 18.
Number 27, Justin Beveridge, his mom and dad, Jacqueline and Thomas.
Drop something.
Number 44, Nick DeSico, mom and dad, Kathy and Thomas.
Oh, come on, baby, come on. Got it. Come on.
Number 53, Michael Giannini, his mom and dad, Virginia and Michael, sisters Christina and Stephanie.
Come on. Come on. Why doesn't it go?
Number 59, Garrett Rubin, mom and dad, Michelle and Neil, brothers Matt and Hayden, sister Farah. Number 60, Nick Carbonelli, mom and dad, Terry and Mike, and brother Michael.
Matt, how are you? I didn't know you would come. Wait, come on, stop. Sorry, false alarm.
Number 62, Bobby Garone, mom and dad, Allison and Bob, brother Chris. Number 66, Corey Conforth. Mom and Dad, Tammy and Jim, and sister Courtney. Number 70, Justin Avedizian. Number 75, Jason Avedizian. Mom Patty, Dad Manny.
There you go, Cor. Good job, Cor. Oh, yeah. There you go, Cor. I can't wait to see Big Ray walking down with Big Nicky G. The best part is I think I'm 6'5" compared to my parents.
Number 72, Roberto Alvarez. His mom, Luisa. Brother, Alfredo. And sister, Christina. Number 80, Jeff Gignac. Mom and Dad, Susan and John. Sister, Nicole. And Grandma, June. Number 84, Joe Lane. Mom and Dad, Laura and Dan. Brother Dan. Grandma Jean. Ladies and gentlemen, let us have a standing round of applause for our senior cheerleaders and senior gridiron greats.
They have your costume. They have the Levine costume. The Marshmallow Man. They got the Marshmallow, baby. Let's go, Joe. That's the Michelin Man.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Wayne Hills High School's Patriot Stadium, a home of champions. Tonight's tonight's independent football game has the home team Patriots hosting the Green Knights of St. Joseph's High School. And here is the starting defensive lineup for the Patriots. At defensive end, number 72, Roberto Alvarez, number 72. At defensive tackle, number 84, Joe Lane, number 84. At defensive tackle, number 55, Nick Galizia, number 55. At defensive end, number 17, Matt Greenfield, number 17. At linebacker, number 21, Dom Santoro, number 21. At linebacker, number 59, Garrett Rubin, number 59. At linebacker, number 37, Ryan Cardox, number 37. At linebacker, number 6, Christian Rodriguez, number 6. At cornerback, number 25, Mike Garino, number 25. At safety, number 10, Kyle Hunsinger, number 10. At cornerback, number 12, Preston Quinn, number 12. At cornerback, number 1, Andrew Monahan, number 1. And let's welcome the rest of the Wayne Hills Patriots squad. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you now please rise as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem by the Wayne Hills Patriot Marching Band.
Now we have the fourth member of our broadcast team, Alex Green, down on the sideline. Let's see what he had to say.
It is pretty cold down on the field. There's some smoke around, but everyone is hyped up. Even former Wayne Hills player Greg Olson is here. And even though this game is relatively meaningless regarding PowerPoints, I'm really excited to be here. And I think so is everyone else. St. Joe's and Wayne Hills have a history going back about 3 years, and Wayne Hills has never beaten St. Joe's, and they're looking for it to be their first time, and I think it could happen tonight.
So, Alex, now that you mentioned that, what's your score prediction for tonight?
It's going to be really tough with Troy Safino not playing, and he's one of their best players, but Andrew Monahan was a game-time decision, is now currently playing, and I think with him in the secondary, Hills can win, but it'll be close, like 24-21 Wayne Hills.
All right. So, guys, we mentioned before we saw Coach Wilson's pregame speech, and he really didn't have many words to say. All he said was, they got to go out quick, they got to start quick, and they got to get him quick, and that's really what they have to do to win this game. St. Joe's a lot bigger than them, and as Alex mentioned, this game really doesn't matter for PowerPoints, but they're gonna have to get out quick in this one if they want a chance at winning it.
Yeah, definitely, Nick. Wayne Hills really needs to get the first foot forward here, and they can't wait. They have to take every opportunity they can, which is going to mean watching out for the penalties. If they're going to, have penalties like they have in the past few games, that's going to be a problem for Wayne Hills. But if they play mentally strong, physically strong, and they get out there and they start quick and they, just like what you said, start quick, end quick, and just get out there and do it.
Yeah, I agree. You got to get those early points, try to get the biggest lead possible, and keep it.
So we have Wayne Hills is going to be receiving, so let's see if they'll be able to get those quick points out. A little bit different than usual. We have Christian Rodriguez and Eric Moskal back to receive, a little different than the usual. Andrew Monahan's usually back there, but we'll see how it works out for Wayne Hills in this one.
I don't even see Monahan out there at all right now.
Well, I know that in the introductions, he was mentioned as a defensive starter, but
right.
I don't know. We'll have to wait for Wayne Hills' first drive to be over. So now for St. Joe's kicking, we'll have number 34, Mark Fasadi. Now, I know this St. Joe's team, they're really good. They're the best they've been in a couple years. And this Wayne Hills team, last week they had a tough match against Ramapo, so they're going to have to play their best if they want a chance at winning this one.
Yeah, I definitely think in regards to last week, Wayne Hills is ready for tough competition.
So Eric Moskal will take this one. Good blocking up front as he makes a move to the outside, and he'll be down right around the 30-yard line. So there, Kevin Olson goes out and leads Wayne Hills to their first drive. Now, guys, what are you looking here? I mean, we don't have Andrew Monahan in, as we can see on the field. So do you think they're going to be more primarily run for this game, or they're going to let Kevin Olsen air it out?
I believe that they probably won't try to run it down their throats, but they will occasionally. I'm thinking more of a possible screen passing or just regular passing.
Yeah, you know. Sorry, Anthony.
It's all right, but basically anything can happen. You don't know what's going to happen in football.
Right. And, you know, Kevin Olsen is my key player, and I'd love to see him go with the short pass, the mid-range pass, because that's what's going to move the ball.
So Wayne Hills starts it off with a run. That one goes to number 21, Dom Santoro. So he'll be taking most of the carries for Wayne Hills. And now let's take a look at Wayne Hills' starting lineup. So we have Cardox out there. Evadesian's both on the line. Mike Areno checking in right now. Kevin Olsen, obviously the quarterback. As we mentioned before, Andrew Monahan not starting. So that's going to be a big trial for Wayne Hills to overcome. One running back in the backfield for Hills. Olsen will be back to pass on this one. Rolls out, and he'll throw this. And that'll be an interception quickly by St. Joe's, so not the best decision we've seen from Olsen this year.
You know, this is exactly what I was worried about. Last week we saw similar situations of high pressure because either Olsen couldn't stay in the pocket, or the line couldn't contain the defense. And Olsen, you know, he cracks under pressure, and we see it here. I mean, this is exactly the opposite of what Coach Olsen said in the locker room. You got to get off on the right foot, and that did not happen right there.
What we've usually seen from Olsen, he's been a smart decision maker when he rolls out. I mean, if nothing's open, he doesn't really try to force any plays, and on that one, he really did try to force something and make something happen out of nothing. I guess he took Coach Olsen's words to heart instead of just, you know, making the smart decision, maybe throwing that one away.
I actually am surprised they called that interception. It looked like Kevin was over the line. I looked like he shouldn't have thrown it. It looked like he was over the line.
So a possible penalty could have been on that. Maybe the rest missed it. Who knows? But one wide receiver in for St. Joe's. Second handoff of the game right there goes to number 1, Jabari Garvin.
You know, I've heard a lot of things about Garvin from some of the players this past week, and he's quick. You know, he's going to be tough to contain. But if this Wayne Hills defensive line can close the holes, not let him through, they'll do the job. They'll get it done.
So Jabari Garvin, as our stat sheet says, only 5'7", 160. So he's really not the biggest guy in the field by any means. But if he's starting for St. Joe's, you know that he's got some talent. A deep fly right away, and that's a great pass there for St. Joe's, and he's going to walk into the end zone with this one. Touchdown St. Joe's as they take the lead 6-0.
You know, Nick, right off the bat, Wayne Hills is not doing what they have to do. Where was the secondary on that play? I didn't see anyone. I mean, that was a great pass, and I honestly do not think I don't think that's going to be the only touchdown we see tonight.
That looks like Coach Olsen's words of wisdom aren't really working right now for Wayne Hills. Beautiful pass by the quarterback of St. Joe's, and just an easy touchdown right there.
Wayne Hills kind of seemed surprised by that one, as last week with that play against Ramapo, fourth play of the game, touchdown for like 70 yards or something. So St. Joe's just pulls out a quick pass and surprises them. So St. Joe's, with 9 minutes, 54 seconds left, takes the lead 7-0. Now, with our sideline reporter, Alex Green, says he's got some info. So, Alex, what do you got for us?
Wayne Hills started with the ball early, as we saw, and Kevin Olsen threw a big interception, which turned into 7 points for St. Joe's. And I was on the sideline with Coach Olsen when Kevin came back, and he told Kevin, you got to run the ball. You had 10 yards of open space, and instead of running, you got scared and threw an interception. And it's going to be interesting to see how Kevin adjusts the rest of this game now with the mental psyche that he already threw an interception, and with the fact that it led it to points. So it'll be interesting to see how Kevin steps up the rest of the game.
Thanks, Alex.
I do agree that he should have ran it, but he didn't look like he had a lot of space. You could have even got the first down.
I mean, Kevin hasn't really run that much this year, but if you have the open space, and I know he's not the slowest guy in the field, so you got to really take your chances when they're given to you. So again, Moskal and Rodriguez deep to return this kick. This one's going to Mossel again, so we'll see if he can make anything happen. Taken down just past the 30-yard line, it looks like. So Wayne Hills with similar field position as their last drive. Hopefully not the same result, though.
Hopefully they'll surprise St. Joe's this time.
Looks like a flag in the field, Nick.
We'll see what the call on that one is in a minute. Drive. So Martinez out to kick this one. Number 6, Tremaine Alston deep for St. Joe's. But Jabari Garvin will be taking this one.
Ooh.
Taken down by number 55, Nick Galizia, with a great hit there.
I felt that from here, Nick. That was, whew.
Junior there, Nick Galizia, he's getting the defensive start tonight, and he's definitely showing great things.
I got
for
four.
Wayne Hills.
I'm sorry. I got 4 words for that. He just got some unbelievable takedown.
So there we have Galizia back out there on defense, so we'll see if he can take some momentum from that kickoff. Handoff, hole right up the middle there for Joes. And he'll fight for some extra yards. There we have number 27 for St. Joe's, Brian Wynn. Really just the hole opened up for him, and he just exploded right through it.
Looks like a huge kid from up here.
You know, Nick, I see an injury. It does not look good at all.
Injury on the field, and Mike Garino injured on that one, so cornerback there getting the injury. Did anyone happen to see what happened?
No, Nick, Mike was on the tackle. I don't know who that is down there, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, okay, so we have Matt Greenfield on injury. So the defensive end for Wayne Hills, and he's been a really big part in their success last season and this season. So a devastating injury if he's going to be out of this game.
You know, injuries have really been a problem for Wayne Hills, and we've never really fully acknowledged that, I think, because we have Andrew come back, and we had Troy come back at one point, but Troy's out. That's been a big loss to Wayne Hills, and Andrew Monahan may be playing a little better if he were 100%, and this is just another one. It's just kind of taking down the morale of the Wayne Hills football team.
Yeah, and even in a game that really doesn't mean much, that's when you don't want injuries, and that's exactly what's happening here. I mean, you see them taking it easy with Monahan, not even giving him the start, as he's been the heart of this Wayne Hills team all year. And now with one of their big defensive ends, Matt Greenfield, getting injured, we're hoping that it's not a season-ending injury, because Wayne Hills still has the playoffs to go. So we'll look at the defensive starting lineup right now for Wayne Hills. So there you had it, the Wayne Hills defensive starting lineup. And they're playing a pretty good game so far. Not giving up any points, but Greenfield stepping out on that one. So Garvin with about 4 yards to gain on that one.
Yeah, he does look hurt, and he's very angry about it, slamming his helmet to the ground.
So 2nd and 7 coming up for St. Joe's. Rodriguez will check out. I haven't been able to see who checked in for Greenfield, so we'll get that on for a minute. Right up the middle there for Joe's, and Wayne Hills moving them on to their first 3rd down. So 3rd down and about 2 coming up for St. Joe's.
This would be a great stop for Wayne Hills right now.
Yeah, but the position on the field, really, I don't see a punt coming from them. It's kind of that in-between position. Timeout called by Wayne Hills, possibly to give Greenfield some extra time, because they could surely use him on this play.
I do agree with that, but do you really see them going for a 4th down conversion if they don't make it on the 3rd?
You know what? This St. Joe's, I mean, they're a big team and they really want to make their presence known. And when you're here, where are they? They're on the 48, Wayne Hill's 48-yard line. So that's possibly punting position, maybe if they're up 10 more. But I don't know. I would like to see them go for it on 4th down.
It would be exciting.
That's always exciting in football, 4th down conversions and 4th down attempts.
You know, Greenfield doesn't look like he's in the best shape down there. He's not moving his leg around, and that's going to be a really big loss for the Wayne Hills defense. I mean, Greenfield's been a huge part of their defensive staff, and you know, this is not going to be good if he can't come back into this game, and if he's not going to be there for the playoffs.
So St. Joe's able to pick up the 1st down on that one as they give the quick fullback handoff. So the chains are moving there, Anthony, and there will be no need for a 4th down conversion or a 4th down punt.
Darn.
So 1st and 10 coming up, 2:52 remaining. St. Joe's leading your Wayne Hills Patriots 7-3. So no wide receivers in for St. Joe's, and they'll hand this one off as they've been doing all game. Jabari Garvin really making this Wayne Hills line just look silly. He just breaks right through it, and he'll gain the necessary 5 yards you need every play.
It's like they're inviting him in. You know, the secondary is doing a good job of stopping him. We haven't seen any, huge runs from him yet, but I mean, he's moving the chains well.
Yeah, really, all you need is 5 or 6 yards every play, and he's doing great for them. 2 wide receivers for Joe's I formation. There we have handoff to Garvin. He's quick. He's out to the outside, and he'll be down right around the 20-yard line. So, again, we see Jabari Garvin just making plays for St. Joe's and moving them down the field.
Nick, that was executed so greatly by the quarterback and Garvin, of course. I mean, I was not looking at handoff at all there, and, he came back and took the ball, and great pickup for St. Joe's.
Yeah, very well executed halfback draw there. I mean, I was even fooled. You were fooled. I don't know about you, Anthony.
I was actually very much fooled. I thought they were going to throw it. Such an explosive player. I thought they weren't going to use him for this one because I would have thought they would expect it, Wayne Hills.
So good stop there by Wayne Hills to stop Jabari Garvin. And we'll look at a 2nd down coming up for St. Joe's.
Doesn't look like our injured player looks like he's getting better.
Yeah, really. At our next change of possession or score, whatever comes next, Alex Green, our sideline reporter, has an update on that for us. So we have 2nd and 10 coming up for Joe's. 1 wide receiver. And they'll look to him. Same play as this. And that's an incomplete pass for St. Joe's, but that was similar to that fly that they threw before.
This quarterback is, we haven't seen him pass that much except for the first touchdown. He knows where to put the ball. That was a great throw. But,
yeah, really.
Double coverage, couldn't get it done.
Yeah, the double coverage really took a toll on them because without that, I was looking for them to score on that play.
Definitely.
3rd and 10 coming up. Shotgun for St. Joe's. We haven't seen that. Bad snap. And looks like St. Joe's will be short of the 1st down. And Alex Green, our sideline reporter, has an update on the Matt Greenfield injury. So, Alex, what do you have there for us?
I was over with Greenfield on the sideline, and they took his shoe off, and he has a humongous bruise on the bottom of his foot. His ankle is what's hurting him, but luckily enough, he was moving his foot around, so it does not look like it's broken. He's icing it right now, but I don't see him coming back in the 1st half.
So the weather probably playing a factor on that. I mean, when it's cold out, your foot gets numb, and it's definitely hard to control everything.
It's making my foot cold just thinking about icing it in this weather.
There's the handoff to Jabari Garvin, and he's not afraid to go up the middle, something that a lot of running backs are. He's not afraid to go up the middle
especially
and fight
for someone his size.
Yeah, really, as we mentioned it before, Jabari Garvin, 5'7", 160, so one of probably the smallest guys on the field, and he's he's going up with the best of them, right into the Wayne Hills defensive line.
Yeah.
So this will near the end of our first quarter. And there we have it. So at the end of our first quarter of play, St. Joe's leads your Wayne Hills Patriots 7-3. Now, Wayne Hills is really sticking with them more than I expected them to. I mean, this game really didn't mean much to them, and this game means everything for St. Joe's to have home field advantage in the playoffs. So good job by Wayne Hills there. Definitely surprising me. I don't know about you guys.
Nick, power points-wise, is this going to affect either team?
Well, St. Joe's, they definitely want home field during the playoffs, so they need to win this game. But for Wayne Hills, really a win or a loss doesn't matter because the power points are only through the first 8 games of the season, and Wayne Hills already played their 8. So we'll be switching sides of the field. Second quarter going to be starting up. St. Joe's leading 7-3, and there you see it on our screen, the power points. So we mentioned it before. We mentioned again, St. Joe's needs to win to get home field. Wayne Hills already securing home field for the playoffs.
You know what? I was just thinking about this. Jabari Garvin looks like a Danny Woodhead to me of the New England Patriots. You know, just during that one Monday night game last year where they just destroyed the Jets, the Patriots used him a lot, and that's what St. Joe's is using right now.
Yeah, really very similar running style to Danny Woodhead. Very good comparison, Anthony. So St. Joe's 2nd and 7 to go from the 7, so they're looking to score.
Not to mention they're probably both the same size.
Yeah, so possibly Garvin, a future in college, a future in the NFL, who knows. Quick pass there, and St. Joe's will score on that one. Touchdown for St. Joe's. Number 5, Ricky Join, scoring on that one. And St. Joe's will take the lead 16-3.
Yeah, it just looked like a really easy pass there.
Yeah, the quick 2-step drop back and then just threw the slant right to Join for the score. And really, again, caught Wayne Hills by surprise. You
know, Wayne Hills really should be taking notes on this St. Joe's offense. I really like how they just move the chains up the field, and they have these opportunities for this, you know, like you said, step back, pass. He's in the end zone. There's not much more to it. And I think if Wayne Hills can become more of a small ball team, they'll see a lot more success against teams like Joe's.
When you have a team like Joe's, they're really able to open up their pass by their run. Their run game's a very big threat. You have Jabari Garvin, very good player. He's showed in this game so far. And when you're covering the run and the pass opens up, and that's when they're able to get those quick 2-step dropbacks off because you're not sure if it's a run or a pass yet. So St. Joe's up 14-3, scoring in the first 5 seconds of the second quarter. 11:55 to go, and Wayne Hills will be getting the ball. So, you guys think we'll see Monahan back there to receive yet, or no?
You know, Nick, I honestly couldn't tell you at this point. I would definitely love to see it because he's one of my favorite players out in the field, and he's been doing great things for this Wayne Hills offense this year. And it'll only help the team if he's playing. So, it's the right decision.
Well, same people back to receive, as have been all game. Moskal and Rodriguez have done a pretty good job. They've gotten them, Moskal at least both times, gotten them to around the 30-yard line, and that's all you could really ask for from your return men.
I can believe that Monahan can at least do one.
Short kick there, and Garino will field this one. Trying to make something happen for Hills. He'll go right up the middle, and
no.
A fumble there by Garino, and it looks like St. Joe's is going to recover this one. We'll get the official ruling in a minute.
I think Mike is going to get chewed out for that one. That was.
Seems like our announcer Ernie Mezzi says it was Justin Beveridge, so Beveridge with the fumble, and
yep, that's who.
Wayne Hills luckily recovers that one.
Oh
Big Nick DeSico with the recovery on that one. One of the hardest football players, one of the hardest athletes I know. So, and let's look back at that last touchdown. We have the replay coming up for you guys. And they're that quick two-step drop back and the slant to score for St. Joe's, to Joanne, and that's really all that was there.
Definition of small football. Easy pass, easy touchdown.
Look, I agree. It looked very, very easy. Would have been a devastating loss if Wayne Hills didn't recover that fumble.
So the play action on that one, Olsen throwing it away. So second down coming up for the Patriots.
You know, Nick, from what going back to that botched return, I think, from what I understand, Justin Beveridge, that was not his ball. And you don't go back to catch a football. You come forward, and I think he's going to get chewed out for that one by Coach Olsen.
Yeah, you saw he was backing up for that, and you saw Moskal or Rodriguez, I don't remember who it was, hand off to Rodriguez there, and looks like he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. So 3rd and 10 coming up for Wayne Hills. But back to what we were talking about with Beveridge, yeah, he really wanted that ball, and when he's backing up, you really can't get a good start while either it was Rodriguez or Moskal. They're coming in, and they already have momentum going towards the other end of the field.
I'm looking past in this play, Nick. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely 3rd and 9 situation. You're all the way back at your own 25, or they're at the 34, excuse me. So you're all the way at your own 34.
Yeah.
Definitely going to have to pass on this one. And
Yeah, I can agree with the pass because they're running. It looks like they're just running into a brick wall.
So pressure hitting Olsen again to Moskal. Not able to hold on to it. So we'll have a 4th down coming up for Wayne Hills. A big hit there by St. Joe's to get the ball out of Moskal's hands.
You know, again, this offensive line is not containing the defense. And this is going to continue to be a tough game to play for Kevin Olsen if every single one of his passes is going to have to be thrown on the run. It's just a poor performance so far by the offensive line.
I'm looking at St. Joe's offensive line here on our stat sheet, and not one of them is below 220 pounds. So I should be looking at the defensive line, so forget that. I'll go back to that in a minute. Gignac out to punt, so almost blocked there by Joe's. And that one will bounce out of bounds around the 46 or 7-yard line.
You know, I don't think I've ever seen a block punt in high school football, Nick. That would have been wild because think about it from the defensive player's eyes. You know, you're running up to a ball about to be kicked. You're sacrificing your entire body. That was exciting, and that could have been even more exciting.
I think the injury to Greenfield just got a lot worse. I see a stretcher down there going over by Greenfield. It looks like he will probably not get into this game again.
So the worst case scenario there happens for Wayne Hills, and very nice pass there by St. Joe's. Play action, caught us off guard. And looks like they'll just get the 1st down, but when a stretcher comes out on the field, for Wayne Hills' biggest defensive end, really the most consistent player on the team, or one of them at least, Matt Greenfield, and we're going to hope he's back by the playoffs. And there you see it on your screen, stretcher being made up for Matt Greenfield. The pillows and everything, and hopefully the injury is not too serious to his foot.
At least he'll be comfortable.
1st and 10 for St. Joe's.
You know, this weather's not helping him either. That's got to be painful and uncomfortable.
Garvin with a gain of about 1 yard, so 2nd and 9 for St. Joe's.
Yeah, remember when I said in the pregame that I was warm? Not so much now.
You didn't bring gloves either, so I bet you're hitting yourself in the head for that decision.
I probably will after the game.
So less than a yard on that one, so we'll have 2nd and 10 coming up for St. Joe's. Shotgun coming up for them. The handoff again to Jarvin, and he just breaks right up the middle every play, and he's able to pick up 3 or 4 yards.
You know, I noticed right there, he just completely controlled the pace of that play. He slowed it down but kept his feet moving behind the line, looked for the hole, and then just bursted right through it. That's smart running right there.
A really good running back from what we've seen so far. He knows when to explode through the holes. He knows when to burst, when to dodge, when to juke, and it's really showing in this game. Wayne Hill's down 14-3, and he's a big part of why. 3rd and 6, a play action there. pressure coming up to Spencer Acomp, and he'll run to the outside, getting the first down, and really nothing you could do there. You had the pressure coming. He just found a hole in the defense and was able to capitalize.
Showing he can move, too. You know, completely just got the first down for the team. And, you know, that's a really great quality to have as a quarterback. When you can't make the pass, take it yourself. And he showed it really well right there.
So, as you saw before, Greenfield being taken off the field, carted to the ambulance, so we'll hope for a quick recovery from him. 1st and 10 for St. Joe's on Wayne Hill's 34-yard line. Shotgun again, so they've been going to that a lot this drive. Another play action and a deep ball. Very nice catch there by St. Joe's. Number 3, Christian Stapleton. Very nice pass, and every pass play is that same fly, and they just keep beating Wayne Hill's secondary off the line.
St. Joe's just connecting the dots on all these passes. And, you know, interestingly, I do not see any hands up from the Wayne Hill secondary. I just see guys in black jerseys running to guys in, you know, the St. Joe's white jerseys, and I honestly don't see any strong attempts being made.
Yeah, they're getting beat. That's the simplest way to put it. Handoff to the fullback up the middle. He's quickly stuffed, though. So good play there by Wayne Hills, and 2nd down coming up. I'm not sure how I feel about a fullback handoff on 1st and 10.
Yeah, it kind of looks like Wayne Hills was expecting that to happen. Straight good defense on that one.
Yeah, very good stand there by the line, and they're able to hold St. Joe's to no gain on that play. 2nd down coming up.
I think that was more of an experimentation play. I mean, who knows? Maybe their fullback has a little something on Wayne Hills, but proved wrong right there.
Now, as I saw, we have Rob Levine stepping in there for Greenfield as defensive end. A quick pass there by Joes. Makes one guy miss, makes 2 guys miss. And he'll be taken down around the 6-yard line, so 3rd down coming up for St. Joe's, and Wayne Hills might be able to make a stand here. You see there Coach Olson yelling at Hunsinger, possibly his man, and he either missed a tackle or just didn't cover him.
You know, it honestly, it's a mystery to me how when it comes game time, you're not wrapping up on tackles. This is something you practice every single day, and it's game 9. There's no excuses for that.
Yeah, you gotta be down with the basics, and tackling is surely one of the most basic things in football. And if you can't make tackles, you're not gonna stop anyone. They're just gonna score at will on you. Timeout called by Wayne Hills, I believe. So, Coach Olson, or not Coach Olson, the defensive coordinator for Wayne Hills going out there to yell at him. And, yeah, as I mentioned before, the defense was playing well, and this drive, ever since the loss of Matt Greenfield, has really slowly slipped.
Yeah.
Just slipping from their hands, I agree.
So Alex Green, our sideline reporter. Alex, what have you been seeing in this game so far?
Well, if I learned anything from this past quarter and a half, it's that like father like son. Not only is Coach Chris Olson yelling at the players, but professional tight end Greg Olson is doing just that as well. So I figured I would just fill you in with that. And if his playing days don't work out, he should be a coach sometime.
Thanks for that, Alex. And yeah, Greg Olson, NFL tight end, is here to attend this game. Wayne Hills alumni, really jersey retired. Oh!
What happened on that one, Nick?
Well, quarterback for Joe's, he dropped back and looks like he almost fumbled it, and then just saw a hole right up the middle and was able to gain about 2 or 3. So 3rd down and looks like 5 coming up. Or 3rd down and about 2 or 1, excuse me. The score clock wasn't updated yet.
Looks like Coach Olson didn't know what the heck they just did.
Yeah, that surprised everyone here.
Yeah, raising his hands up like, what the heck just happened? Probably not what the heck, but you get the point.
So a 4th and 1 coming up, and St. Joe's is going to go for it.
I don't blame them. They're literally right there. All they need to do is just charge it up the middle.
And the shotgun there for St. Joe's, and they're able to cross the pylon. Touchdown there for St. Joe's. Spencer Akump, the quarterback, able to run that one in.
Found the perfect hole and just took advantage of it.
So 20-3 St. Joe's, and now this is really what all our predictions consisted of, more of a game leaning towards St. Joe's' favor. Not necessarily a blowout yet, but we're getting to that point.
Yeah, I mean, it is only the second quarter, and it is only 6 minutes. I'm sorry, 6 minutes until the end of the second quarter. So I think we're going to see a lot more Joe scoring until the end of the game.
So we have 21-3 St. Joe's leading your Wayne Hills Patriots with 6:14 remaining.
Coach Olson is not looking satisfied whatsoever. I mean, Wayne Hills defense is not playing how they should. Is not playing how they should be playing.
Yeah, really, the St. Joe's offense, you can see their dominance in this game. They're playing really well. And it shows on the scoreboard. They're up 3 scores. So Olsen still out there yelling at him. Or that was Coach Johnson, excuse me. Olsen on the sideline. And again, we'll have Rodriguez and Moskal deep to return. The student section for Wayne Hills starting to fill up, so maybe some third and fourth quarter heroics when the fans start getting into it. But Josh, you mentioned this before. St. Joe's has a group of kids that goes to every game with them.
Yeah, I mean, you could see it on the other side of the field. They got a group of guys dress up, a group of at least 20 guys dressed up in white T-shirts, and they go to every game. They bring the pep, and they look like they're having a great time. I mean, that brings a lot to the football team. When they see the support, it pumps them up.
Short kick there by Joe's, and Mike Reno able to dive for the extra yards on that one. So
I saw a flag on that one.
So we'll see what the flag is in a second when the call is made. Referee's out on the field. And there you have a chop block called against Wayne Hills. First and 10 coming up for Wayne Hills. No running back in, so they're going to transition strictly to the pass game. Quick drop back by Olsen to Monahan. So he's back in this one again, making the immediate impact that he's been making all season.
Well, Nick, I think the only reason why they wouldn't be putting him in now is to save him. I guess they don't want to see what happened to Matt Greenfield to him, which is understandable. But, the question is, do you want to win this game? And I think Monahan's going to be crucial to that decision.
There you see it on the St. Joe's bleachers, some Halloween theatrics. You see a banana over there, and you see the Stay Puffed Marshmallow.
From Ghostbusters.
Santoro up the hole, breaking tackles. He just won't go down, and he'll finally fall down at the 37-yard line. So very good gain there by Santoro, and he's able to move the chain for Wayne Hills.
Yeah, what a charge right there. Great run. Just beautiful run.
That's really the kind of run you need to get momentum back in your favor.
Nick, like we said about the Ramapo game last week, Wayne Hills running backs knows how to move their feet. They know exactly how to keep the ball moving, and we just saw right there, Santoro kept his feet moving, kept the legs moving, and that was a great pickup.
Trips right for Wayne Hills. Olsen in the shotgun. The deep pass there to Moskal. Misplayed by the St. Joe's secondary, or else I was seeing an interception on that one.
That was just not pretty. That almost looked juvenile right there. The ball lofted up in the air. Air ball.
Yeah, really, and I don't know if Olsen didn't see the safety back there dropping into coverage or what, but really probably was better options there. If not, maybe even a throwaway, not to risk the interception.
Especially against a defense like St. Joe's. You can't take your chances. Almost nothing good can come out of a play like that.
Yeah, that was an easy interception for number 3. I don't know exactly who that is, but
that is Christian Stapleton.
Well, Christian Stapleton should have had that one. I knew I would have had that.
You sure about that?
Well,
I don't know. Fumble there. Quick picked up by Monahan, so another, it's on the ground again, and St. Joe's is able to pick this one up.
A lot of people angry over here on the Wayne Hill side saying that he was down, and I'm kind of agreeing with them. It did look like his knees were down or some kind of body that would indicate that it would be down.
Yeah, it really did look like Monahan was down on that one, but the play continued, and now you see the turnover for Wayne Hills. That's really unfortunate, too. They're about to get inside the 20-yard line, get into scoring position, and now their defense is sent back out there.
Yeah, that's their second turnover, and they had three of them. One interception in the beginning of the game, one kick return fumble, and the one that just happened right now. But the kick return fumble never got turned over. So, not the exact kind of defense, not the exact kind of offense and special teams you kind of want.
With Garvin, every play it seems like he runs straight, then he makes a nice cut into the hole.
Yeah, he's got quick feet, Nick. Just like the running back from Ramapo last week, another kid who just really quick.
Their hole right up the middle for Joes, and a big hit there by the running back for St. Joe's. So really taking a defensive player's mindset into the offensive side of the game.
Yeah, you see the St. Joe's side of the field really pumped up for this game. They knew they were going to come for a good game, but they never, and they got it. They just got it.
You know, Garvin right there, lowering his shoulder and, using that right hit stick. I felt that from up here.
So just back to the line is St. Joe, so second and about 9 coming up. We have 3:35 remaining in this one. St. Joe's leading Wayne Hills 21-3, so not the position Wayne Hills is used to this season. Only trailing, I could remember one game before the half, and that was the Ramapo game last week, and they were able to come out with the victory.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Sorry, 2nd and 8 for St. Joe's. Avoiding pressure. A very nice catch there by Stapleton, and that just shows St. Joe's dominance over Wayne Hills. Acomp able to avoid pressure and really just get that pass off.
He just looked like that hit just made him take a huge seat. Just totally just ground pounded, like about 3 feet in the air, maybe more.
Yeah, Stapleton had to go airborne to catch that one. Very good job by him holding on to that, but hit the ground hard, as you saw.
Nick, I wonder sometimes, do you think any of the defensive players go maybe a little lighter than they could on some tackles?
Play action and a deep play. I'll answer that in a second, Josh. And there he is, Ricky Juan right through his hands, bounces off him, and that was 6 points if you caught that.
That was a great defense on him by what seems to be number 16, 15, right there, maybe 12.
12 it looks like for Wayne Hills, right?
Yeah.
That's Preston Quinn, number 12.
All right.
Nick, on a reception before by Christian Stapleton, I noticed Garino, he had a big opportunity for, he could have demolished him with a big hit, but do you think they maybe not go easy, but I guess restrain a little bit because, they are all kids. There's no reason to completely destroy somebody. But it is football then again.
Right up the middle is Acomp, and he's taken down after about 5. But, I don't know. Maybe jitters. Maybe the fear of not making the tackle. But I know if I was out there and I saw a big hit opportunity, I would take it because that's what the crowd loves, big hits.
Oh, yeah. Complete. That may be one of the biggest momentum builders because you don't see it that often. And, I noticed a lot of opportunities for just complete demolishment and just obliteration. It just doesn't happen.
Yeah, anytime you see a big hit, it's a big moment for the defense, and it's a big moment for the whole team. So it comes dropping back. They're able to blitz him, but he avoids pressure yet again. And he'll cross the first down and move the chains for them again. So the mobility of Acomp is really overpowering this Wayne Hills line.
This Wayne Hills defense is really disappointing me right now. The fact that they can put the pressure on, which look good from the start, but they allow the quarterback to get the first. that should not happen.
Yeah, you know what? They drop back. They're still able to put a pass in. They blitz. Acamp is able to pick up 5 yards for the first down. Really, nothing working for Wayne Hills today.
Yeah, it looks like St. Joe's really got pumped up for that, and the Halloween fanatics over there really got pumped up for that too.
So there you see it again, Acamp to Matthew Buckman, the tight end, for the first down, and he was open right in the middle, just found a hole in the Wayne Hills defense.
Joe's just knows how to move the chain. Joe's knows.
They are a very dynamic football team. They know what they have to do. They're like Josh. They're playing small ball, and it's working out for them. They're up 21-3. Play action and interception.
Oh, there it is.
Interception there by Garino. He makes one man miss. He's got a man coming behind him down the sideline. He's following his blockers, and he'll be taken down just after the 50-yard line.
Amazing. Garino, perfect opportunity, and just took advantage of that. Great interception. Just what Wayne Hills needed to get back and ready to roll.
Nick, we see it every single week. That was the one play that needs to get everyone going. Big interception from Mike Garino. Completely got a great deal of yardage after that. Wayne Hills has great field position to start this one up. I want to see something happen here, Nick. Maybe we can tie it up. Hopefully, get a little past that. We'll see.
Monahan out there for Wayne Hills, and I could see them just immediately going to a pass play, try to get something big, build off that. Timeout called by Wayne Hills. So who knows what was going on there? Maybe wrong formation, maybe too many players on the field, but nonetheless, timeout called by Coach Olson.
And see, errors like that's you got a huge momentum builder, and then just it poops out just like that, and I don't think that's gonna help.
So we have the replay there on Garino's interception. There you see Acamp, the play action. He drops back, just throws it really into a bad way. Garino able to pick up the interception. You may see him make one man miss, and he just follows his blockers all the way downfield behind a wall of Wayne Hills people, and he's finally taken down at the 49-yard line.
You know, Mike Garino's, he's a really smart kid, and when he sees his blockers in front of them, he's not going to try and make some fancy moves. He's going to stay behind them and follow them and pick up that extra yardage. That was a great run after the interception.
Agreed. And back to the Wayne Hills offense right here with that timeout. They only have 1 minute and 2 seconds left. They're going to have to do quick plays right here.
Yeah, Wayne Hills with 2 timeouts left, it looks like. So they have some room to work with, but yeah, they really do. They have to score before the half because St. Joe's is getting the ball. Flag called there.
Yeah, I think I saw number 37 on Wayne Hills' move.
That's Cardock, so yep, false start on Wayne Hills. So Josh, the penalties that keep killing Wayne Hills every game, it seems, and this is one of the games where it actually does matter and it makes a difference.
You know, I'm shaking my head right now. You know, great interception, got the players pumped, got the crowd pumped, everyone was excited. Then we had the timeout called, you know, slowed it down a little bit. Then the penalty, moved it back and slowed it down a little bit. That does not put Wayne Hills in a good situation right now.
So now Wayne Hills 1st and 15 from their own 46. Olson back to pass. He's got Moskal, but Moskal looking to run before he catches it, and that'll bring up a 2nd down for Wayne Hills.
Okay, I think we all could catch that. Number 22 had that in his hands, just let it out. And like I just said, anyone could have caught that.
Yeah, it's more that he looked to ram before he was gonna. He caught it. He felt the oncoming pressure, and there was a lot of it. But if you stick that ball, you're able to pick up a few yards for that team and maybe make something happen.
Just missed opportunities right there. It's just inexcusable, and they're gonna have to move forward.
2nd and 15 for Wayne Hills. Olson back to pass. Pass right over the middle. Just a little bit too low for Eric Moskal to caress. So 3rd down coming up for Wayne Hills, and now this penalty is huge because a 3rd and 10, you know, that's reasonable, but a 3rd and 15, that's a lot of yards to make up in one play.
Yeah, and I noticed on that one, Nick, Olson did a great job moving around back there, and the line kept everyone held up, but you know the play couldn't be made. It's a tough night for Kevin Olson.
pass just a little bit too low, and he's never seen anything like this St. Joe's line before. They're all bigger than every Wayne Hills lineman, so that's just what it's going to be. Trips right for Wayne Hills.
I don't know what happened there.
Neither do I, really. There's receivers in the area, but
no pressure on that one either.
Yeah, so a quickly made decision by Olsen, maybe too quick. Maybe he wanted to see his receivers open up. I don't know, but now we have 4th and 15 for Wayne Hills. 46 seconds remaining, so they're giving St. Joe's another opportunity to score. 2 extra players on the field for Joe's. They're sprinting off. And Gignac will be punting this one.
I do agree with the fact that Greg Olsen has the. I'm sorry, Kevin Olsen. What am I thinking? Kevin Olsen is having a tough game, just like last week's first half. But
very big turn of events for Wayne Hills. They'll get the ball at the 15-yard line. Booming punt by Gignac, and calling for the fair catch there was St. Joe's, and simply he just couldn't catch it.
This place just exploded. Cheers from our left side, and cheers from our right side, cheers from the middle. Everyone is happy here, just excited for what will happen here for Wayne Hills.
That was a great turnover by Wayne Hills, but I'm sorry to burst everyone's bubble, but I have a lot of trouble having faith in this Wayne Hills offense right now. Although their field position is fantastic.
If all goes well, they should be able to get at least a field goal out of this.
But all has not been going well thus far.
It hasn't, but a pass there to Monahan.
Okay. Prove me wrong. I want to see this Wayne Hills offense prove me wrong.
You just rebuilt that bubble right there, did you?
Timeout called, so Wayne Hills taking their time with this, and Josh, we mentioned it in games before, and Wayne Hills really gets lucky. It's as simple as that. That's what happened there on that punt. It's 100% luck. I mean, just a muff there by St. Joe's, and a great punt there by Gignac to give them good field position.
Wayne Hills definitely, Nick, has random success. Like things like that, you don't expect a botched punt return all the time. I mean, that was a gift.
So we have a replay there on that play, and you'll see it on your TV screen now. There you have it. Stapleton calling for the fair catch, just slips right under, and Justin Beveridge on the ball, pounces on it like a tiger, able to recover it and give Wayne Hills the ball.
You know, Beveridge right there making up for his own little fumble he had.
Yeah, so very good job by Beveridge. He's had that fumble on the kickoff before. It didn't really affect them, but now he's making up for it. Wayne Hills trips right. Kevin under pressure.
Not caught.
Not caught there by Monahan. So, pass intended for Monahan, incomplete. Third down, 3rd and 2 coming up for Wayne Hills.
Yeah, going back to Christian Stapleton, not having a great game so far. One missed throw to him, and just not going his way for this game.
So, Moskal and Guarino checking out for this one.
The score might be in his advantage, but him playing isn't.
3rd and 2, the handoff up the middle to Santoro.
Did he get the first, Nick?
I think he got the first on that one, and Wayne Hills calling the timeout to stop the clock, so 17.6 seconds remaining on this one. 21-3 St. Joe's, and Wayne Hills really does need to score and a touchdown more or less than anything, because a field goal really still puts them at the same position they're at.
It would be nice for Wayne Hills to get the touchdown here to shorten the St. Joe's lead by at least 2 touchdowns.
Well, I'd calculated it wrong, but with a touchdown here, they're down, or with a field goal, they're down a touchdown and another touchdown with a 2-point conversion. But 2-point conversions they rarely go in the favor of the team who's going for it.
Especially for such a lucky football team.
Yeah.
Sorry to say it.
So, Wayne Hills doesn't look like they have any timeouts remaining now.
Yeah, I agree with the 2-point conversions. Not really happening here. personally, I have never saw one in a high school game, but if you look back to like the NFL 2 weeks ago, Denver versus Miami, you did see the quarterback for Denver. I can't really think of his name. There you go, Tim Tebow, getting that 2-point conversion to tie the game and then go on to win it.
So trips right again for Wayne Hills. Olsen in the shotgun. He'll roll out to his right immediately. Pass in the end zone.
Yeah.
A little bit wide of Eric Mussel's reach, so.
Nick, I'm sorry. I'm feeling it's a little unfair to call Wayne Hills lucky. I'm just kind of dwelling on that. I definitely think that their success is majorly based on a big play that may or may not be lucky, but then they build forward from that. It's less of a chain of smaller events, but one big event leading to a push forward.
Yeah, we had that interception by Garino before it was the big event, and now that botched punt there by Stapleton for Joe's, and that moves them here, and they're in scoring position. The screen out. And we'll have the clock about to run out, and Wayne Hill's not able to get their final play of the half off. So at halftime, Wayne Hill's down 21-3, and it was necessary for them to score there, and they just couldn't put any points on the board.
Yeah, big disappointment right there. Couldn't get this play in time. We're all going to wonder now, how are they possibly going to get back from this big of a scoring deficit?
Nick, this is not looking good, and hopefully Olsen can say something in the locker room, maybe a little more than 4 words this time. But, honestly, I can't see Wayne Hills coming back in this one.
Yeah, it was necessary for them to get the points there, and now they're down 3 scores regardless of anything, and with a field goal there, they could have made themselves down 2, but...
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You could go.
All right, yeah, like last week's Raymond Poe game, Coach Olsen's going to have to put a lot of words of wisdom into this team to get them back from what is a 18-point lead by St. Joe's.
Yeah, so Wayne Hill's going to be going into the second half down by 18, 21-3. St. Joe's has the lead, and our sideline reporter, Alex Green, has former Wayne Hills tight end. Well, not yet, so we'll have that interview in a minute, or not in a minute, at the beginning of the second half.
That'll be cool. I'm excited for that.
At the beginning of the second half, Alex Green's going to have Greg Olsen, former Wayne Hills tight end, NFL tight end, and that should be good. We had him interviewed last year, I believe, at this same game. So now you see the Wayne Hills Patriot marching band taking this field. We'll be back with the second half of action after your halftime show.
Please welcome the Wayne Hills Patriot marching and seniors and their families as we honor them tonight. First is Corey Pizanet, a member of the drumline who was escorted by his father, Mark. Next is the band president and an alto sax player, Travis Brazel, and his mom and dad, Dawn and Conrad. Brianna Brooks, flute section leader, is with her mother Linda and brothers Trevor and Colin. Trumpet section leader Jamie Costantino is accompanied by her mother Kasumi. Librarian and clarinet section leader Erin Crowley is escorted by her parents Maureen and Tim. Tenor sax player Tony Din is accompanied by his mother Donna Nguyen. Eddie Essie, drum major and tenor sax soloist, is with his parents Terry and Ed and brother Andrew. Trombone section leader Josh Giuliano is accompanied by his parents Barbara and Bill. Next is vice president and trumpet player Jan Kutila with his parents Maria and Chris. Drum major and mellophone player Emily Langer is escorted by her parents Susan and Joe. Drum captain Gregory Laszlo is with his parents Gail and Mark. Juliana Malberti, pit section leader, is with her parents Deborah and Bob. Thomas Ormsby, clarinetist, is accompanied by his parents Janet and Tom. Justin Ort, equipment manager and sax section leader, is with his parents Roberta and Jeff and brother Jonathan. Trumpet player Brian Phelan is escorted by Mr. Paterno. Sandra Saba, a member of the pit, is with her mother and dad, Ragita and Sohail. Assistant pit section leader Matt Smith is accompanied by his parents Lisa and John. Barry sax player Adam Suter is escorted by his mother Natalie. Equipment manager and assistant trumpet section leader Greg Zuber is with his parents Debbie and Bill and his sister Allie. Thanks to all of you for entertaining us over the years and good luck in the future. Now let's spend a musical night in the city.
John, up here, John. What's their record? They undefeated too? No. We need a guy to come out of architecture and run the program. Architecture, design, it's all the same, right?
For the Patriots right now, and the fans are on their feet. Monahan, look at that, he's back in the pocket, and he's going for Greg Olsen, and he got it! He got it! Touchdown, Patriots! Touchdown, Patriots!
And we're back here, but before we start our second half of action, Alex Green has a very special guest with him down on the sideline, NFL tight end Greg Olsen.
Can I listen in?
I'm here with former Wayne Hills great and current NFL tight end for the Carolina Panthers, Greg Olsen. Greg, thank you so much for being here.
I'm happy to be here, guys. Thanks.
Greg, I saw you in the first half, and it's really like father, like son. I saw you coaching the players, telling them what to do, telling them what not to do. It's 21-3 right now, St. Joe's, but I'm hoping that Wayne Hills can come back. What do you think primarily went wrong in the first half?
You know, we gave up some big plays. You know, we had a few drives that we stalled out. You know, we had a fumble. I mean, the last drive there at the end, we weren't able to get any points. You know, so against these good teams, you have to take advantage of those opportunities, and hopefully in the second half we create some turnovers and find a way to score. So that's pretty much what we have to do.
Speaking of the last drive, on the last play, what happened there? There was a screen from Kevin that just didn't work out that well on time right now.
Yeah, we didn't have we tried to get up and spike it to give ourselves a chance for the field goal. You know, we just didn't obviously execute the play well enough and give us a chance. So got to bounce back here in the second half and get this thing rolling.
What's your key to the second half so Wayne Hills can get back on track?
We got to do a little better job, I think, making some plays on offense, pass protection, and making some plays. And then defense, we got to get some stops, and we got to make them punt, and we got to create some turnovers.
Greg, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Have a great day. Thanks, guys. Back to you guys in the booth.
So here we are now for our start of the second half of action. Wayne Hills will be kicking off to the St. Joe's Green Knights. St. Joe's up 21-3 after the first half of action. They really You know, Wayne Hills made some mistakes, but you can't take away from what St. Joe's did in that first half. They really did play a great first half of football. So here St. Joe's is on the return. And there he is. We've seen him all game just dodging in and out of Wayne Hills players. Number 1 for St. Joe's, Jabari Garvin. And he's really been the key factor in this game so far for St. Joe's.
You know, he's been like a pinball machine. After he hits one defender, bounces off, keeps going and going.
That's a really good way to describe him. You see that every time he goes into the hole, he'll juke and find the hole, and he'll explode through it and get a few yards on it. So Wayne Hills defending St. Joe's. St. Joe's 1st and 10 on the 28-yard line. And they'll keep doing that. The handoff goes to Garvin. He'll be stopped after, or Garvin wasn't on that one, excuse me. It was number 6, Sherman Alston. So maybe the score, maybe to give Garvin a rest, who knows, but a new running back stepping in for St. Joe's.
Sherman Alston, another little guy, 5'5", you know.
Even smaller than Garvin.
Right, you know, they're definitely a team of quick running backs, unlike the, you know, ground and pound Wayne Hills running back squad.
And number 43 for St. Joe's on that one, Jeff Farina, the fullback, and he's able to pick up about 2 or 3, so that'll bring us to a 3rd down.
You know, if Wayne Hills can stop them here, I think it'll lead to some good points on the board.
Yeah, Coach Olson mentioned in his pregame speech that they have to get out there quick and they have to make things happen quick, and a 3-and-out to start the second half, that's really what Wayne Hills is looking to do. That would be ideal for them right now. It won't happen there, though. And number 5, Ricky Join, 6'3", 200 pounds.
That's a big kid, Nick.
A very big kid. You saw that whoever was on the tackle there was grabbing him and running with him, had trouble bringing him down, and as would anyone.
It's going to take more than one guy to take, how do you pronounce the name?
Join. I believe it's French, so Join.
Join?
That might be right.
I believe it's Join.
So a penalty against the Patriots. Decline, though, so that really won't have an effect on that last play. So 1st and 10 for St. Joe's. And Garvin, again, just right up the middle. Some pushing around going on between St. Joe's number 69, Sean Flaherty, and I believe that's Joe Lane. And the penalty's going to be called on Lane, I think.
You know, Joe Lane is not a kid you want to mess with. If you get in his face, he's going to get right back, and I think that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, he's a very big kid, a very intimidating kid, and, you know, that's one kid I would not want to get in a fight with.
And neither would I.
Well, Andrew, you're not the small of the kids. How tall are you?
I'm about 6'4", a good 220.
That's pretty big.
Why aren't you out there, Andrew?
I'm just an announcer.
I think that's 15 yards on that one, so penalties continue to hurt Wayne Hills as they're down 3-21 in this game. Yep, 15 yards, as we just heard from our PA announcer, Ernie Mezzi.
Sometimes it's not that worth it.
Play action there. Right over the middle, and number 4 there for St. Joe's, Matthew Buckman, able to get the completion.
The amount of time St. Joseph's QB has had all day has been amazing to get all these open passes complete.
Yeah, we mentioned before, Josh, I was talking about the offensive line before. Now I could actually bring them up. I don't see any of them. None of them are below 220, and I know that the Wayne Hills defensive line, they're all big kids, but when you're matched up against kids of St. Joe's side, it's really hard to defend them.
That's a brick wall right there, Nick. You're not going to get through that. And, you know, the Joe's quarterback is really able to move around back there.
Well, there was a nice stop. One of few tonight.
Yeah, Wayne Hills, every once in a while they do get that running stop, and I don't know if it's that they're stacking the line or they're just getting lucky, but they do get that one stop every few times, but then we've seen St. Joe's go to the pass, and they're able to execute the pass as well.
You know, I honestly, that's what's amazing about football. There are so many factors that goes into a single play. It's what's going through the running back's head, what's going through the quarterback's head, the O-line, the D-line, and everyone else that's involved. It is literally involves every single player out in the field.
So play action, and again you see the great protection and the great decision-making there by the quarterback for Joe's. He rolls out and you know, makes his own pocket and finds the open receiver. Pass complete there to Ricky Juan, our man again. And St. Joe's marching down the field here after, you know, that third down was really huge for them to convert early in the drive, and now they're in scoring position either way.
I think this could be another easy touchdown for Joe's.
I mean, they're running it right here. As you see, the handoff goes to number 43, Jeff Farina. And Wayne Hill's players slow to get up on that play. Moskal slow to get up, limping when he gets up, so let's hope he's okay. Timeout. So with 7:57 remaining in this third quarter, St. Joe's with their continual lead over Wayne Hills, 21-3. So Joe's now on the 13-yard line, 2nd and 9 to go. They haven't had a receiver out in these past 2 or 3 plays, and you can almost expect the run. And there he is, right up the hole. We've been talking about that fullback run all day, and it finally ended up working for them.
Wayne Hills has not had an answer for this running game today.
No, not at all. Definitely. I mean, St. Joe's is able to keep moving the ball up the field one play at a time, and Wayne Hills really has nothing to say about it.
In every factor of the running game, St. Joe's just seems to be overpowering Wayne Hills. I mean, their running backs are faster, their fullback is bigger, their line is bigger, and again, they have that same formation, no wide receivers out, and they'll give it to Farina again, see if he could cross the pylon. Looks like he'll be just short of that one, so we'll have 2nd down. We mentioned before the cold temperature of tonight, and it's only dropping now. I believe I've lost feeling in my feet. The rest of my body's all right, though.
My body is shaking right now.
Well, you didn't wear gloves. That was not a very smart decision.
A rookie mistake.
The handoff again to Farina. He'll jump over the St. Joe's line. And
loose ball.
We have a loose ball on that one. And again, lane and number 52 for Joe's. James McNerney exchanging some words. And Wayne Hills will be able to recover that one.
Just another one of those big plays that's going to lead to more and more.
Yeah, so some late life here for Wayne Hills in this third quarter, and hopefully they'll be able to capitalize it, but they do have a long way to march downfield.
Justin Avedisen doing a great job jumping on that ball. I mean, that was a very, you know, some fumbles are very blatant, but that was one where you really have to see. Like, when there's a lot of guys piled up in the red zone like that, it's not an easy job to recover a fumble, especially on such a small type play like that. Great job by Avedisen on that one.
Well, Wayne Hills now in safety territory, and they'll hand the ball off right up the middle.
So Nick, I don't see why you run the ball on your own, 2-yard line? I don't see what good that does.
Sorry, I felt a sneeze coming on there. It just didn't happen. But yeah, I mean, the only thing I could see is that a sack puts you at a safety, and when you're running it, really, most of the plays that they do run, they get back to the line of scrimmage. That's all you really need to do in this situation. I mean, first downs are going to be how you move downfield, but to prevent giving up points. And the play action, a nice route there. Looks like some miscommunication in plays. The pass was really nowhere near where Monahan's route was going. He was going more downfield. Olsen gave it to him on the post.
I think Monahan was doing his own thing on that one. Did not look like he was running any planned route.
Yeah, so maybe some mix up there in the play calling, but that brings us to a third down. Wayne Hills on their own 5-yard line.
Let's see if they can convert here. Be a big one.
Olsen drops back with the pump fake. Very nice play there. Eric Bosco able to hold on to it, and Wayne Hills will move the chains.
After those drops, it's a good way to redeem himself.
Yeah, I was just going to mention that Mossel, that one drop in this game, looked to him before he passed. He had another one. He was tackled midair, so really can't blame him for that one. But Olsen put that one right where it needed to be, and Mossel jumped up and pulled that one in for the first down.
And maybe his hands were a little cold from not being used for too long in the game.
The handoff goes. That one's to Santoro, and he's got room. Joe's going for the strip, and he's just not going down, and he crosses the 40-yard line. And possibly some third quarter life coming up for Wayne Hills. 5:36 remaining. They're down 21-3.
Nick, I say it every single week. Dom Santoro is a locomotive. He does not go down. He does not stop running. That's a great carry.
You know, Mr. Olsen, Coach Olsen must have had some great inspiring words for them to come out so strong in this second half.
Yeah, really, but again, Josh, I have to mention it that fumble on the goal line, that's not going to happen that often, and it just seems to happen when they need it to.
Exactly.
Olsen drops back, finds the receiver open. Looks like Monahan on that one, and he's transitioned to playing. He's playing almost every play, so maybe his injury not bothering him, or maybe the win is more important in this game. Olsen there getting the play and going back out, and just as we say that, Monahan checks out for this play. 2nd and 4 to go for Wayne Hills here.
I can imagine a run play.
And it's a pitch to Santoro, and he's got room to the outside. And again, Josh, he's just not going down it. That's the best thing. His yards after contact are ridiculous. He gets those few extra yards every single play.
You know, he's carrying guys on him. I saw arms wrapped around his legs, and he carried the ball another 4 yards afterwards. That's a great quality in a running back.
Kevin Olsen limping to the huddle, so hopefully not anything serious there. That would be the biggest blow to Wayne Hills we've seen all season.
You know, I saw that a little bit last week too, but he seemed to recover quickly. Great pass.
Very good route to Monahan. Monahan with the spin move. Looks like he'll be able to pick up the first down, and Wayne Hills moving the chains down 3-21 with 4:24 remaining, but they have been shown to be a great second half team, and whatever Olsen said at halftime obviously means something. Now I remember a few weeks ago Kevin was with crutches in school, and he came back that week and played and was able to get Wayne Hills the W, so you know that he can play through pain when he's in it. Handoff goes to Santoro, and he's still able to pick up the first down. You saw there, Joe's trying to strip it from him, and just nothing happened in there. He holds onto the ball when he needs to.
The yards after contact have been great for him this drive.
Yeah, any play that he's been in, he does not go down the first person that tries to tackle him. So there you see the scoreboard, 21-3 with around 3:40 remaining in this third quarter. 2 wide receivers, right? Monahan back in the game. Mossel along with him in the wide receiver position. Olsen drops back right to Monahan. He'll do another spin move, the same thing as last time, and he'll pick up the first down this time.
I was looking there. You know, I definitely saw that coming. Monahan lining up on the outside. And Moskal, you know, I've noticed that Moskal is a great blocking receiver. You know, I'd like to kind of compare him to Hines Ward. I'd say the best blocking receiver in the NFL.
Definitely.
And, you know, he showed it right there. Set up that perfect short pass and moving the chains.
The handoff up the middle and looks like about gain of 2 or 3 yards. But, again, Santoro gets those extra yards when you need them.
You know, they're going to need a touchdown here. They can't settle for a field goal if they want to stay in this game.
Yeah, I mean, the field goal before the half, that's what they needed, but now it's got to be straight touchdowns. And that was Rodriguez on that carry, so the correction made. Josh, I don't know if Wayne Hills may have watched our broadcast or something, but there haven't been many big plays in this drive. They've been all small passes getting first downs. And there's another one to Monahan. Makes 2 defenders miss, and he's into the middle of the field. Looks like forward progress will stop that one, but 3rd down coming up for Wayne Hills. Just above 2 minutes remaining, and 3rd down for Wayne Hills. As you mentioned, Andrew, they do need a touchdown here. Field goal, they're down a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, but with a touchdown here, you move yourself within 11 points, and once you get into double digits, really everything happens. The pitch to Rodriguez, but he's tripped up just around the line of scrimmage, so 4th down approaching Wayne Hills, and we'll see what Coach Olson's decision-making will be here.
You know, if I was playing Madden, it'd probably be a fake field goal pass.
You don't see those that often, though.
No, you don't.
They work in the game.
They do.
My favorite's the fake punt run. That one always gets you 7 yards.
Let's see what play they have up their sleeve here.
Yeah, so Olson back out there, 4th and 4 to go. Calling for the timeout, and maybe he just didn't like what he saw at the line, the matchups, but 4th and 4 for Wayne Hills on St. Joe's 12-yard line. They've been in scoring position a lot in this game, and they just haven't been able to put it into the end zone.
You know, something I noticed about Coach Olson is he does not like to go into a play in the dark. He needs to have complete confidence in his play calling. That's why you see a lot of the timeouts called by him. He likes to know what's going on. He likes to make sure everyone else knows what's going on. And, you know, that's why he's such a great coach. He's always aware of what's going on in the field, and there's never any confusion.
Yeah, we've questioned him a lot for using his timeouts very early in the quarters, but as you mentioned, yeah, he doesn't like those plays where it's going to be a chance if you get a good gain or not. He always wants the play to be in his favor at the line of scrimmage. So here we have it, 4th and 3 for Wayne Hills, ball on the 12-yard line. 1:12 remaining in the 3rd quarter, 21-3 St. Joe's, and a score is necessary for them here. Olson under center, Rubin with the snap. Pressure coming up, and it's batted down by St. Joe's, so a turnover on downs there for Wayne Hills as you see the defense take the field.
Literally every single Joe's defensive player had gotten past the offensive line. You know, again, this line is really not performing tonight.
With their defensive line, all over 200 pounds, most of them over 6 feet tall, it's hard to stop them.
Yeah, and St. Joe's a regional high school, so they're able to recruit from wherever they want. And Wayne Hills, let it be known that it's only half a town that we get to get our football players from, so they're able to pick and choose the biggest players that they want, and Wayne Hills really is, you know what, their players are chosen for them.
Right. It's almost like St. Joe's is like a mini version of a college. They're able to pick their players just for football now. I mean, not saying that they're not students, but I'd say
a lot of the people that go there probably go there strictly for sports if you're starting on St. Joe's.
Exactly, right. As opposed to when you're playing Wayne Hills football, you go in here because you live on that side of town.
Yeah, you don't really have a choice when you're attending Wayne Hills or not, but with these Catholic schools, you do choose. And there's that draw again. We mentioned it faked us all out. And it looks like it faked out the Wayne Hills defense as Garvin able to show some Santoro-like, I can't think of the word, Santoro-like.
Santoro-esque.
Moves, personality traits.
Yeah, I mean, he did not go down there. I guess big things come in small packages, and he's really
at
portraying
5'7",
that.
yeah.
You know, it's amazing how good St. Joe's passing game is, and they rarely pass it.
When they do pass it, though, it's big. And there's that handoff right up the middle to the fullback. This time it's Mark Fasadi, number 34. I think it's a lot of it is that their run game, they have such a good and dynamic running game that it opens up their pass right away because Wayne Hills just doesn't know how to stop this run game. So once they finally put a couple extra men on the line or bring the blitz, then you're going to leave a receiver open, or you're going to leave a receiver in single coverage. And St.
Yeah.
Joe's is really good at finding that receiver and passing it to them.
And it opens that play action.
Yeah, and Joe's is good either way. I mean, they can rely on their run game with Garvin back there. He'll pick up the yardage easily, and then, like you said, Nick, they open up the pass game, which they could also rely on if they had to. And, you know, the quarterback really knows how to connect with his receivers, and just an all-around great football team.
All around, definitely a great football team. But that's the end of our third quarter. Wayne Hills still trailing St. Joe's 21-3. We'll have a 2nd and 4 coming up for Joe's, but Wayne Hills they'll get to the goal line situations, they'll get into scoring position, and then that one turnover, that missed 4th down conversion, and we're back at midfield with St. Joe's having the ball.
Wayne Hills just not capitalizing tonight, and it's a bit of a letdown. I mean, none of us really expected Wayne Hills to win, besides Alex, but I mean.
Yeah, Josh, especially on senior night, you know, the last regular season game for these seniors go out like this.
Yeah, I mean, same with last year too. I always wondered why they would make the last game of the year, you know, against that school that is always known to upset Wayne Hills.
Yeah, I mean, usually senior night, you know, you want to get a win, you want to have a blowout so everyone can enjoy the game, but I don't know how many Wayne Hills players are enjoying this game from the sideline. Very nice pass, very nice catch there. Perfect pass to number 3, Christian Stapleton.
He literally ran that route from the opposite side of the field around the quarterback and somehow just was able to catch up to that ball. That was a perfectly run route.
Along with the route, the pass was put right where he needed to, led him perfectly. Spencer Acump really having a good game right now. And Andrew, there you see it, the pass game. When they need to use the pass, they do. Play action. And again, just to trot into the end zone. There you have it. Ricky Juan scoring for St. Joe's. 27-3. St. Joe's will extend their lead.
Acump is making this Wayne Hills defense look like they're not even there at all. I saw 2 Wayne Hills secondary defensive players around number 5. I believe that is
Juan.
Right,
Juan, our buddy.
but again, you know, perfect pass, perfect catch, touchdown.
Wayne Hills almost looks like they don't know what to call against this team. They could do everything against them, and they have all game.
And even there, you just saw the line just stand up, barely even try to block it.
Yeah, so
it looks like they're almost giving up.
Defeat in the mind of these Wayne Hills players, and who can blame them when you're down 28-3, 11:47 remaining in the 4th.
St. Joe's just had this team beat, and you know, I've heard, I was talking to a lot of the players this week, and you know, they kind of knew this fate. I mean, they know every year that Wayne Hills just really is at a loss to be able to defeat St. Joe's just because they're just such a dominant football team.
So on your TV screens, you're about to see the replay of one of the previous plays in that drive. You see play action there. And right to Stapleton. Perfect pass there, thrown by Acump. And that set up the touchdown there for St. Joe's.
And you saw that cornerback just got beat right away.
They've been getting beat all game, and really, it's Wayne Hills players these past few games have just been getting outrun and beat off the line. It's not really a thing of coverage, it's just of not being prepared.
They're going to have to get their act together for the playoffs if they want to bring home another ring.
Yeah, definitely. Wayne Hills looking to continue their state championship streak this year. Moskal receives the kick, and he's got room to the outside. He's taken down just around the 36-yard line, so he's been really a very consistent return man for them, getting to around the 35, 36-yard line every time.
Devin Hester-esque.
Yes.
If you must.
One thing about Moskal is we really don't see him go to the middle, and when you go to the middle, that's when you see like the holes come and the touchdowns, but at other times it won't work, and you'll be behind your own 20, or you won't get to where he's been getting every time. And certainly I'm sure Wayne Hills isn't angry at what he's doing.
You know, I think that just depends on the player. I think there's a difference between outside and inside runs, and you know, different things happen in different situations.
So the pitch goes to Santoro. He's being chased down by a Joe's defender, able to outrun him and gain 5 yards on the play.
You know, Santoro reminds me a lot of Jerome Bettis. I mean, he's fast. He's not the biggest guy on the field, but he's certainly one of the strongest guys in the field. And he'll carry a few defensemen at a time before he goes down. He's a great running back.
Next thing we need to find out is if he has asthma.
Right.
That'll be the true Jerome Bettis of Wayne Hills.
I mean, maybe we don't have to call him the bus. We could call him the sedan or something.
The 4-door.
The pickup truck.
He does drive a pickup truck.
Oh,
Just a short pass
we can
there
go
by
with that.
Olsen, out of the reach of Monahan.
Dom the Truck Santoro. I like it.
So we've just made a nickname for him, and hopefully it'll carry into the playoffs.
we should start making posters.
We got to get the cheerleaders on that.
Posters, pins, bobbleheads.
We could start a whole merchandise campaign for him.
DomTheTruck.com. Get your t-shirts today.
10:54 remaining. Wayne Hills trailing 28-3 to St. Joe's. Olsen under center. Ruben with the snap to him, and he'll pitch it off. So I believe that's Rodriguez. And it is. So the correct guess on that one that time.
Nick, with the playoffs coming up next week, I mean, venturing off from this somewhat meaningless game to Wayne Hills' benefit, what do you think they're going to have to do to really be prepared for Bergenfield?
It all comes down to their week of practice. They need to have a very good, very hard week of practice, and
I believe.
You could go.
Let's see if another fumble. It doesn't look like it.
Well, Stapleton surely staying away from that one, as he doesn't want to repeat what happened last time. But Wayne Hills needs to have a good week of practice, and this cold weather hasn't proven to be very good for them. Last week against Rampo is really the first really cold week, and then this week, no exception, just as cold, if not colder than last week. So,
you know, this season really noticeably transitioned into really cold, biting weather. Like we had the random snowstorm that gave us our little snow day in October, which was wonderful for us students.
It's a great day.
Great day.
It's legendary.
But
and it's crazy how these guys on the field aren't wearing undershirts, long sleeves, or high socks. I wouldn't be able to do it.
I could never understand how they wear short sleeves in weather like this and play football.
I don't get it. I think to myself all the time, it doesn't make any sense, and I'm up here shivering in a marshmallow jacket.
I don't even think it makes you more manly to do it. It just makes you crazy.
Second down coming up for Joe's. 2nd and 6 for them. And there's a Kump under center. He'll give the handoff to Garvin, and he's making some moves, hurdling Wayne Hills defenders, just showing his dominance over the Wayne Hills team.
Garvin's really fun to watch, and he's showing a lot of athleticism out in the field, and that was really cool. That jump was fun.
Well, the past 2 weeks we haven't seen power running backs. We've seen the quick juking running backs, and that to me is more exciting. At least I don't like seeing the big trucks. I'd rather see someone just make a defender look silly and run all around them. The draw again, and every Wayne Hills defender looked to be fooled on that one, as was I.
You know, that's something we don't see very often. I mean, we've seen it a lot from St. Joe's, but I've never seen Wayne Hills do any of those, you know, trick pass run plays, those halfback draws up the middle, and you know, maybe they should take notes from that. I think that would be pretty effective, especially with their powerful running backs that can really find the holes up the middle.
Yeah, Wayne Hills, I know they think they have one play in their playbook because I have seen it this season, but not very often. And there's a quick handoff right up the middle. As you see how hard it is to take down these St. Joe's players, you see Farina on that one, the fullback, and he literally had to be wrestled to the ground. That'll be a first down for St. Joe's, so 8:20 remaining, 28-3 St. Joe's, and I'm not one to end game soon, but I really don't think we're going to be seeing a comeback in this game. Right up the middle again for another first down is St. Joe's. That time we had, can't see the number from here, but not one of the usual running backs. And you see again how they just have player after player that can come in and do the same job the player before him did.
It's almost like playing with the little kids for them now. The score's up. They don't even need to try.
Well, Micah Bate has checked in. He is not a regular defensive player for Wayne Hills, so maybe trying to get some younger players some varsity experience, but I don't really know. Wayne Hills seems to have given up on this game. Stapleton closest to your TV screen. And the quick handoff right up the middle. And he's going to just stroll into the end zone. There he is, number 34, Mark Fasani for St. Joe's. And Santoro-esque on that one, breaking the first tackle and just open running room after that.
You know, we've seen touchdowns from several guys on the St. Joe's squad, and they've got versatility up and down their entire roster. This is an all-around great team. There's not much more you can say about it.
You know, if we think this Wayne Hills offensive and defensive line is having trouble, next year they're going to have almost a brand new line. Many players graduating. The Abadesian twins.
Lane, they're almost, yeah. I don't know any line starters that are not a senior. For offense, Conforth, Rubin, both Avadesians are there, so they're all seniors. Alvarez. Defense, they have all four of them, with
Galizio.
The exception of Greenfield now. I believe Galizio is a linebacker. So with Greenfield with the injury now, Levine stepping in for him, but we have a replay on that last touchdown. A comp with the quick handoff right up the middle, almost stripped there by Joe Lane, but 34 for St. Joe's, Mark Fasadi able to put it in the end zone for them. But yeah, Wayne Hills is going to have a hard time replacing that line, but it almost seems like they do every year, except for last year. I know that they had a lot of defensive line starters, except for Peter Davies. He was really the only senior starting last year on the line.
Nick, in recent years, have we been able to compete a little more than 34-3 against St. Joe's?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I remember 2 years ago, Wayne Hills was able to almost pull out the victory, 15-9, 16-9. I can't remember the exact score, but 17-15 St. Joe's, and just a couple of, and Moscow, well, I thought something was going to happen there, but I'm not going to whittle it down to one thing, but there was a missed extra point in that game, or two missed extra points, and that really ended up being the difference. And Mike Quinn did have a couple of turnovers in that game. And last year really it wasn't that close, but they should be able to compete better with them. But I don't think Wayne Hills had the intensity from the get-go for this game, knowing that it really doesn't mean anything for them. First and 10 for Wayne Hills. Santoro checking out. I believe we have Beveridge in there at running back, so seeing a new face for the time being. Play action by Olsen, and he'll scramble right away. Very good decision by him as he's able to pick up the first down, so taking Coach Olsen's first quarter words to heart.
You know, I remember on his first interception of the game, early in the game, if he just ran it that time, he could have got easy 10 yards. Just like that play.
Yeah, that play, really, I don't know. I saw receivers going out, so maybe just the immediate decision by Olsen to keep that one and just run it right away. So first and 10 for Wayne Hills, and nothing there. Beveridge making it just back to the line of scrimmage, and we'll have a second down coming up.
Looked like Beveridge ran into his own offensive lineman there.
Monahan checking in, so familiar faces out there now. And Bosco will check out on that one. So a 2nd and 10 coming up for Wayne Hills on their own 36-yard line. Olsen under center, takes the snap from Rubin. Play action and a quick dump off to Monahan. He's got room to move, and looks like he'll be just around the first down.
It's just a little too late for all these good plays. Why couldn't they do them earlier? It's the question.
Yeah, they seem to be picking apart this St. Joe's defense a little bit more than they have in this game, but as you said, too little, too late. We got 5:30 remaining in this game. Wayne Hills down 31 points, so don't see a comeback being made in this game. The handoff right up the middle, and look at that, Rodriguez with room to run. He runs right up the middle and is able to score the touchdown. There he is, number 6, Christian Rodriguez, and he gives this Wayne Hills team a little bit of life at the end.
That's a great run right there. You know, that is something that we should be seeing earlier in the game.
You know, Josh,
with 5 minutes left.
That's the Wayne Hills team we're accustomed to seeing. These great runs, great big plays.
Yeah, but like you said, a little too late, and you know, finding the hole and completely exploding through it isn't going to help us with 5 minutes left and a 25-point deficit. Thank you, Nick.
And, you know, you mentioned that we're used to seeing this Wayne Hills team as a primarily running team, but next year you're going to have 2 big weapons. We see Rodriguez this year. He's having a very big impact on their team with the injuries to Zaffino and Schiller. And next year you have Kevin Olsen stepping into his senior year, so you know he's going to want to leave his mark on Wayne Hills.
You know, Wayne Hills does have a good future, you know, although we did say about the offensive line, but they've got some good faces coming up.
So Rodriguez scoring on that last play. Let's take a look at the replay. Olsen with the handoff to Rodriguez, and he just untouched the entire way. And he'll just sprint into the end zone, giving Wayne Hills a touchdown. And there you see our beginning of the second half interviewee, Greg Olsen, Carolina Panthers tight end.
He won me my game in fantasy last week. Good 13 points for me.
Congrats.
Thank you, Greg. Keep doing work.
So 34-10, Wayne Hills still trails St. Joe's. 5:12 remaining in the fourth quarter.
Let's see if they're trying to do an onside here.
I think this Wayne Hills team knows that they're not going to come back.
That's a long onside kick.
I can't believe St. Joe's is actually lined up for it. And there he is, Garvin, able to just outrun every single Wayne Hills defender. And the speed is shown on that play with the touchdown for Jabari Garvin.
That is a slap in the face. That is an absolute slap in the face.
Well, we've got a flag around the 17 or 18-yard line, so this one might be getting brought back. It looks like this one is going to be getting brought back, so that's probably the reason that he went untouched and it was such a surprising easy run for him, but still you saw it. On the way to the end zone, he outran 3 Wayne Hills players and was able to score.
Just determination, you know, it's who wants it more, and Jabari Garvin definitely showing that desire, completely outrunning those last 3 Wayne Hills defensemen.
Speed is something you can't teach, and when you have it and you're as versatile as Jabari Garvin, he's able to just move in and out of holes, and you see him on the kick return there, he's able to score irregardless of the hold, but a very good stand by the defensive line there, and virtually no gain for St. Joe's on that one. Second down coming up for St. Joe's.
We see the stands emptying a little bit. I don't see any more students.
Yeah,
left.
the students have left, so when the students leave, you know that the game is over.
That is true.
I can't imagine this upcoming week is going to be an easy week of practice for this team.
Oh, man.
No, definitely not. The good thing is, though, that Wayne Hills could afford to lose this game as it was not affecting them.
Right.
Santoro on the tackle for that play, so he's been able to do things on both sides of the ball for Wayne Hills. Good showing by him for this game. New quarterback in for St. Joe's, Michael Osofsky. He's coming in at 170 pounds, 5'11". The senior getting some endgame playing time as I'm sure he's been getting all season, because St. Joe's, they do this to a lot of their opponents. They'll blow them out, but they do have 2 losses on the season, so some close games there for them. First and 10 for St. Joe's. Osofsky under center. And he'll hand it off. Again, can't get the number on that one, but he's taken down behind the line, so good stand by the Wayne Hills defensive line. So 2:58 remaining in this game, 34-10. St. Joe's. Timeout taken by the Patriots, so I can't imagine why they would, but they're taking it. 2nd and 12 to go, so a loss of 2 on that play, and St. Joe's will be taking it from their own 21-yard line.
You often see with teams losing late in the game that they call timeouts. I wonder what those coaches are saying to those players.
Yeah, I really can't. I can't picture it because, you know, I'm sure that they know that they're not going to come back in this game, and I don't know, the coach might be scheming up a new play, or I don't know what. I really have no idea.
It is starting to get windy, and it's very unpleasant. It's hurting my face.
It's getting very cold out, and my feet are very cold.
I didn't even know I had feet.
I was about to say that.
Hunsinger, the lone safety, and the handback will go to Garvin, and he's just to the outside, a sprint race. Good takedown there by Kyle Hunsinger. He was waiting back there the whole time.
They might as well lay a red carpet for Garvin. He's just running up and down the field, and he's wide open.
He's not getting touched at all.
Nope.
Now him and last week for Rampo, cannot remember the name. It was the wide receiver for them on that one of those first plays that he was able to score for them. But 2 of the fastest players we've seen. I know Micah Bate, and Micah Bate had just gotten outrun by him, and Micah Bate is a very fast kid. .230 remaining. 1st and 10 for Joe's. And they'll stick to that run game. This time looks like we have a different running back for St. Joe's. Sherman Alston, 5'5", 150. So again, another small running back for them, and they breed these small, quick running backs that are able to move in and out of holes, and it works for them.
Sometimes the defensive players can't even see them behind their main blockers because they're so short.
Yeah. Well, even the St. Joe's line, as we've mentioned before, mentioned again, is huge. All 6 feet and above around there, all above 220 pounds. And look at that. There you see him, number 38 for Joe's, just breaking tackles, Joel Antone. Only a sophomore, so.
That's a big sophomore.
A very big sophomore, 5'9", 190. So 2 more years of him for St. Joe's, and certainly making his mark on that play.
Looks like he has a bright future for them.
Yeah, keep an eye on that kid. He's going to be good.
So St. Joe's have not given Michael Osofsky the opportunity to throw it, but maybe more for the reason that they just want to run the clock out. And there the handoff goes to number 27, Brian Wynn. He's gotten a couple carries this game, but he's taken out around the line there.
This is just getting ugly. I mean, Wayne Hills knows that they don't have.
There's a
the
minute
slightest
left.
chance.
They probably just want to head back to the locker room and go home.
Yeah. You see, the one thing I do like at the end of games, though, is whether it's a blowout in either favor, Coach Olsen gets some players who don't get normal playing time in on the game.
Because you never know. They may prove themselves in a play at the end of the game.
Last week that happened with Garrett Rubin, and he got the defensive start at the beginning of this game.
Right.
And there's that victory formation for St. Joe's. They'll need it. Looks like they'll have to call one more play, but as we've known for a few minutes now, that's going to be the game, and one more play will not need to be called. 34-10, St. Joe's able to win this one over Wayne Hills, and guys, just complete dominance by St. Joe's in this game.
You know, Nick, St. Joe's completely outplayed Wayne Hills. It's as simple as that. I mean, just an all-around better football team.
On every aspect, special teams, offense, defense. It was not a good game for Wayne Hills.
Yeah, really, Wayne Hills was outmatched in every single part of the game. Their line, their running game, their passing game, speed, you know. They really, I mean, who knows what would have happened if this were a more important game for Wayne Hills, but on paper, Wayne Hills didn't really have a chance in this game.
Besides, you know, adding a 1 to their loss column, this really doesn't mean anything else.
Yeah,
So-
Wayne Hills will still have home field throughout the playoffs, so that was the big thing about this game. It didn't affect Wayne Hills, and St. Joe's needed to win it to get home field throughout the playoffs. So two different mentalities of play coming into the game. So final score here, we have 34-10, St. Joe's over Wayne Hills. That'll do it for us. I'm Nick Appaluccio here alongside Josh Mordkoff and Andrew Francis. Let's thank Alex Green, our sideline reporter throughout the game, Taylor Berkowitz, Mr. Hookstraight, and our whole crew for the game. We'll see you guys around playoff times.